Okay, welcome back to King FX Trading Mastery. If this is your first time, you'll be stumbling on our channel. Make sure you click that subscribe button and don't forget to activate the bell icon so that you can be notified whenever we upload any new content. All right, so guys, for those who are watching this for the first time, the analysis we're about to take is this analysis is based on a strategy called the King strategy. Okay, this is the combination of moving averages, stochastic, and RSI, and this strategy has over 75% win rate if you follow the trading condition accordingly. And if you really want to learn more about this strategy, this strategy is a very simple strategy that anyone can learn and start making money with it. So if you want to learn more about this strategy, make sure you watch this video to the end and don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your loved ones. So there is a link at the end of this video where you can click to learn more about this strategy on how to set up the moving averages and other trading conditions. All right, so make sure you click that subscribe button and ensure you activate the bell icon so that you can be notified whenever we upload any new content. And if you are here to join our Telegram group, there is a link down in the description where you can click to join us on Telegram on every Sunday by 8 p.m. Nigerian time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. London time. We do have training on Forex, and this is where we take random subject on Forex, and a lot of people have been benefiting with this. So if you really want to join us, make sure you check the description below. There's our Telegram link right there. So click on that to join our Telegram group. So let's get started with this week analysis, guys. So before I go further, this week analysis is between Monday, August 23rd to Friday, August 27th, 2021. Monday, August 23rd to Friday, August 27th, 2021. All right, so guys, before I go deeper, I'm very, very happy to share with you that over 80% of the analysis we made last week played out accordingly. And some of them were invalidated, which means there was no signal. So when a trade signal is invalidated, means we do not have any signal. So 80% of the signals that came on board played out accordingly, and we have a lot of pairs waiting for us this coming week. So let's get started. The first pair I'm going to be looking at is AUD Swiss franc. So AUD Swiss franc is currently sell bias, and for those of you who do not know, our entry time frame based on this analysis is H1. Why we use H4 as our filter time frame? So we take our analysis from weekly down to H1, and of course we also have a Snipper entry based on this strategy, so where you can use 10 to 12 pips or less to take more profit. So if you really want to learn about the Snipper entry, we also have a video in the description or at the end of this video, so you can also learn that as well. So AUD Swiss franc, this is sell bias right now. So, and according to the weekly candle, we see a big move to the downside, This area was actually our last week projection for price to get to, and we are so delighted. Price is right there. So guys, with this, we expect AUD Swiss franc to keep pushing down towards this support right here during this coming week, because we have a huge sell candle right here. So we expect this to pull down during this coming week. So the daily candle, we see it closed in red as well. So generally, we expect it to also pull down based on what weekly candle is telling us, but we may expect some pullback on lower time frame before the drop can happen. So on H1, which is our entry time frame, we may want to wait for this to pull up a little bit, all right? Then on its way down, we catch the entry. And before I forget, we've seen that on the daily, we've seen that a support has been broken right here. So this tells us that we may expect more downside towards the weekly support, all right? So AUD Swiss franc, let's expect it to keep pushing down during this coming week. So we want to look out for a sell during this coming week on AUD Swiss franc. So the next one we'll talk about is AUD Jpy. AUD Jpy is currently sell bias according to H1 and H4. All right, so the weekly candle, we also see a big red candle to the downside. So a strong momentum candle to the downside. So we expect this to also keep pushing down towards the red support at 75.10 during this coming week. So while the daily we see a pin bar, sorry about that, we see this close in red, and we see some kind of rejection with a pin bar. So let's expect this to pull down some more, but we may expect some pullback before the pull down can happen. So we expect on the daily, this is going to be our target right here on the green support at 77.45. That's going to be our target for the daily. So we've seen the 5 and 12 moving average cross each other to the upside. So if this should cross down, okay, that's when we want to pick in our sell trade, and our first TP is going to be at the green support at 77.45. And if this level get broken, we are heading down to the red support. Okay, so AUD Jpy, we want to look out for a sell. AUD USD, this is currently sell bias as well. So the weekly candle, we also see the same thing. As we are also seeing the same thing on AUD USD as we are seeing on AUD Jpy. So a big momentum candle, we expect it to drop down some more towards this red support at 0.718 during this coming week. All right, then right from there we may expect some reaction. So the daily candle, we see the formation we see on AUD Jpy is what we are seeing on AUD USD. All right, so with this in mind, AUD USD, we're also expecting a drop. So let's look out for a sell on AUD USD. So AUD card is currently sell bias right now. So the weekly candle, we see this close in red, but right now we're seeing this pair sitting at a support right now. So we may expect some kind of reaction, but generally we expect this level to get broken and head on to the red support during this coming week. So the daily candle also closed in red with some big rejection from the upside. So this tells us that we should look for more downside. All right, so on H1, which is our entry time frame, we want to properly wait for this structure, wait for this to pull back towards the red moving average. Then on its way down, catch your sell entry and exit your first profit at 0.9120. All right, and if that level get broken, we are heading to the red support. All right, so AUD card, look for a sell. AUD card, look for a sell. AUD Nzld, this is also sell bias right now. So on the weekly, on the weekly candle, we see a big rejection. We see a big rejection, a perfect pin bar from here. So this tells us that we should expect more downside, despite the fact that this pair is sitting at a strong support. So it means that we should expect this to get broken. All right. So the daily candle, we also see the same pattern right there. So this tells us that we should look for more downside on AUD NZD. So AUD NZD, let's look out for a sell. So we wait for the pullback, then catch your sell entry and exit your first profits at the green support, which is 1.0419. All right. So if that level get broken, then we should look for more downside towards the red support. So AUD NZD, let's look out for a sell. Aud Swiss Franc. Aud Swiss Franc is also sell bias right now. So the weekly candle, we see this close in red, a big red candle to the downside. So this tells us that we should also expect some pull down, where we should expect price to visit this demand area, which is also serves as support right here. So with this, during this coming week, we should expect Aud Swiss Franc to drop some more to 0.7020, which is at this red support. So the daily candle, we see this a big rejection from this to the upside. So nevertheless, as weekly is telling us that we should expect more downside, then that is what we're going to look out for. But based on this formation, we should expect some pullback. Once markets open, then on its way down, we can catch it. So that's why we want to look out for a proper pullback. So we should expect more pullback to go higher than this. All right. And remember, if the pullback and the 5 and 12 moving average, which is the blue and black, goes above the red, then it means the signal has been invalidated. So on its way down, if it does not go above this red, on its way down, it's a good one to look out for a sell. All right. So AUD, sorry, I beg your pardon, Aud Swiss Franc, let's look out for a sell. All right. So while our target is going to be at the red support. All right. So Aud Swiss Franc, look for a sell. Next one I'll talk about is Aud Jpy. Aud Jpy is currently sell bias, a strong one to the downside. So the weekly candle, we see this close in red, and we've seen this breaking the support right here around this place. So this we should expect some more pull down towards the red support at 81.86 during this coming week. All right. So we see this with on the daily, this close with a perfect hammer. So we should, this tells us that we should also expect some pullback within 1 or 2 days before the downside can continue on weekly. So with this in mind, let's expect Aud Jpy to pull up before we can expect more downside. The same formation we've seen on Swiss franc JPY is what we are seeing on Aud Jpy. So if the 2 moving average goes above this red moving average, then it means the signal has been validated. But if it does not go above it and we see a turnaround right around this place, then it's going to be a good one to sell. All right. Why our first profit is going to be at this green support at 8884.70. All right. It's going to be at this green support at 84.70. And if that level gets broken, it means we should look forward to price to add on to the red support. All right. So Aud Jpy, let's look out for a sell during this coming week. Look out for a sell on Aud Jpy. Euro AUD is currently buy bias. All right. So the weekly candle, we see a strong big candle that closed last week. Okay. So this is a signal that we should expect this pair to keep pushing up. And why are we expecting this to keep pushing up? Based on this weekly candle, and more so, AUD is weak across board. So we're expecting AUD to pull up to this red resistance during this coming week, which is at 1.60, 1.6802. All right. So the weekly candle, we see this is currently sitting at a strong resistance on the daily, but nevertheless, we're expecting this to get broken based on the huge momentum we've seen in the last few days on Euro AUD. So with this in mind, we may expect some pullback on pullback on the lower time frame. All right. So wait for pullback on H1, then on its way up, catch your first entry and take your first profit at this green resistance, which is at 1.6428. And if that level get broken, it means we are heading on to the red resistance. So Euro AUD is good for a buy. This is also a good trade to look out for. Euro AUD, look out for a buy. Euro Jpy. Euro Jpy is currently sell bias based on H1 and H4. The weekly candle, we see this close in red. So, and this tells us that we should also look for more trade to the downside. And if this should continue to the downside, we expect this pair to pull down to the red support at 125.32 during this coming week. But this may not happen in 1 week, but we'll see how fast price is going to touch that area. So that is the overall target for Euro Jpy. So the daily, we see this close as a bullish engulfing candle, although it is not so perfect, but we've seen some break or structure right here. Okay, break of support right here, as we've seen on the daily. So this tells us that we should keep an eye for this pair to keep pulling down. But of course, we are waiting for more pullback. We've seen the pullback right here. If the turnaround should happen right here, it's going to be a good one to look out for itself. But if price will move above the red moving average, and the two black and blue moving average is trading above this red, then it means the signal has been invalidated. So let's be careful with that pair, guys. But generally, if the turnaround happens right from here, it's going to be a good one to look out for a sell. Euro Jpy, look out for a sell. Euro CAD is currently buy bias based on H1 and 4. All right. So the weekly candle, we see this close in green, a strong green candle. All right. So we should expect this pair to keep pushing up during this coming week. So generally, we're expecting it to come up to this supply zone and break this level. All right. So if that should happen, if this green resistance get broken, we're expecting it to come up to this red resistance at 1.5377 during this coming week. So the daily candle close with some rejection to the downside. So we may expect this to keep pushing down. All right, but the red resistance is our weekly target, while this green resistance is going to be our daily target. So we're expecting price to pull up some more to touch this before the pull down. So anything can happen on this pair, so we want to be careful, but we are still buy bias on this. Okay, so let's wait for the pullback to happen some more to the downside. So on its way up, we'll catch the buy entry. All right, catch the buy entry to the upside. So Euro CAD is going to be a good one to look out for a buy. So we expect this to keep pushing up because CAD is also weak across board. So that is why we also expect this to break this resistance. Okay, but we're going to see how price is going, how this pair is going to go. But look out for a buy on Euro CAD. All right, so Euro Swiss Franc is going to be the next one. Euro Swiss Franc is currently sell bias, but this is currently ranging on the lower time frame. All right, but it is still sell bias based on our trading condition. So the weekly candle, we see this close in red, a big red candle to the downside. So which we expect price to come down to this red support at 1.0659, which is this green support during this coming week. So the daily candle, we see this close as hammer. So we may expect more of the pull up, but generally before the end of the week, we expect this pair to pull down, because we've seen a break of structure right here, break of daily last low. So we've seen it right here, and the weekly also tells us that the weekly candle tells us that we should expect more downside before the pull up can happen. So with this in mind, if the cross should happen to the downside, it's going to be a good one to look out for a sell. All right. So Euro Swiss franc, look out for a sell. Euro Swiss franc, look out for a sell. So Euro GBP, this is currently buy bias, and we've seen this pair move to the upside significantly in the last 2-3 days. Okay, so the weekly candle, we see this close in massive green candle, a strong momentum candle with almost flat top. So we should expect this pair to pull up at least towards this red resistance at 0.8716. So by the time price gets to this level, we should expect this moving average to also come to the same level as the red resistance. So we should expect this. The weekly target for this should be at the red resistance, while the daily, we've seen the daily candle also close in green, so with also a strong candle. So we should expect this to keep pushing up, while our daily target for this is going to be at the green resistance at 0.8668. All right, during this coming week, this is going to be a good trade to look out for. So Euro GBP, let's wait for some pullback, then on its way up, we cash the entry. All right, okay. So while our target is going to be at the green resistance, so we may cash some profit before this level. All right, so and if this level get broken, we are heading to the red resistance. So Euro GBP, look out for a buy. Euro GBP, look out for a buy. GJ is the next one I'm going to talk about. Gdp Jpy is currently sell biased. Okay, so the weekly candle, we see this close in red, a strong red candle. So we should expect more downside. Generally, we're expecting this to come and touch this red moving average, okay, on weekly. So if that should happen, then our target for this is going to be at 144.66 during this coming week. Okay, and this may take 2 weeks for price to get to this level. All right, so but generally that is going to be our target, and we can see we have a strong support right here, okay, which is going to be our target. So the daily, we see this close as our indecision candle, although it has some red body, but it is still an indecision. So we should expect on the daily, we should expect this pair to drop down to this green support at 148.45. all right, but based on this indecision candle, we should expect some pullback on the lower time frame. All right, so expect some pullback, then on its way down, catch your sell entry and take your first profit before this green support. And if this level get broken, our next target is going to be the red support. So Gdp Jpy, it's a good one to look out for a sell. GJ, look for a sell. GU is also sell bias based on H1 and 4. Okay, The weekly candle with the same thing we've seen on GJ is what we are seeing on GU. The weekly candle, we see this close as close in red, a big red candle. So this tells us that we should expect more downside, all right? Because this almost has a flat bottom. But so this tells us that we should look for more downside on this. And if that should happen, we're expecting price to come down to this red support at 1.3190. And why are we expecting this to come down? We're expecting price to come to this red moving average, to touch this red moving average, all right? Okay, so that is the minimum we're expecting price to go. While on the daily, price is also here to touch the daily support, all right? So the daily candle, we also see this close in red. So we should expect more downside, at least for price to touch this daily support. And if this level get broken, it means we are heading to the red support. And if this one does not get broken, then we'll be careful with our entry. So with this in mind, we're expecting price to come to the green support on the daily. So let's wait for some pullback on the lower time frame, then catch our sell entry to the downside. And our target is going to be the green support. And if that level get broken, the red support is going to be our target. GBP USD, this is also a good trade to look out for. GBP USD, look for a sell. GBP USD, look for a sell. GBP AUD, GBP AUD is currently bias based on H1 and 4. All right, so the weekly candle, we see this close as a perfect bullish engulfing candlestick. Okay, so a good symbol and signal telling us that this pair is still most likely going to keep pushing up towards this supply zone, all right, which also serves as resistance right here. Okay, so we're expecting this to pull up to the red resistance at 1.9497 during this coming week. So we're optimistic this will pull up. Okay, and the daily, we see some rejection on the daily. This is not a perfect mean bar because it does not have red body. Okay, but it's some kind of rejection. So the rejection tells us that we should expect some pullback before the pull up can happen. So on the daily, so on the H1, let's expect some pull back. All right, the pullback, then on its way up will catch the buy entry. This may actually pull back to this green resistance, which has now turned support right now. So we're expecting price may pull down to that level. So we want to be careful. We want to trade once price and the two moving average is above this red moving average. So that's what we want to look out for. So we want to be careful with that, with our entry right there. Okay, because both GBP and AUD are currently weak. Okay, but this is good for a buy if the buy entry holds. All right, so GBP AUD, look for a buy. GBP AUD, look for a buy. GBP chef, this is currently sell bias according to H1 and 4. Okay, and the weekly candle, we see this close in red, a strong red candle to the downside. So a big red candle to the downside. So we expect this to keep pushing down to come to this red support right here, which is at 1.2264 during this coming week. Okay, and the daily, we also see this close in red. All right, and we've seen this close below the last low on the daily time frame. So this tells us that we should expect more downside. All right, so coming back to our entry time frame, let's expect some pullback. And if the cross should happen right here, as we are seeing already, if the cross should happen right here, once market opens, we may take our trade, but I will generally advise you to wait for this pullback to happen, then take your sell entry and take your first profit at this green support, which is at 0.2472. And if that level get broken again, which is what we're expecting, so our target is going to be the red support. This is going to be a good one to look out for a sell, guys. This is also a good pair to look out for a sell. GBP Swiss franc sell, GBP Swiss franc sell. Nzld USD, Nzld USD is currently sell bias based on H1 and 4. Okay, and our weekly candle, we see this close in red, almost the same thing we saw on the previous pair. So this, we have a perfect bearish engulfing. So this tells us that we should expect more downside to this red support at 0.6601, all right, during this coming week. All right, so we expect this level to get broken. So on the daily, we're seeing a hammer, all right, not so perfect, but this is a hammer. So with this tells us that we should expect more push up, all right, some push up before the downside can happen, some pullback, I beg your pardon, before the downside can happen. So the pullback may take 1 or 2 days before the pull down can continue, if ever price is going to continue, but we are optimistic this is going to continue based on this previous move in the last few days. So based on H1, we expect some pullback, then take your sell entry to the downside, all right? So Nzld USD, we want to look out for a sell. It's a good one to look out for a sell on Nzld USD and take your first profits before 0.6808. And if that level get broken, we are looking forward to the overall weekly targets, which is the red support at 0.6601. So Nzld USD, this is also a good one to look out for a sell. Nzld USD, look for a sell. Nzld Jpy, this is also sell bias. So we also see the same thing we've seen on USD Jpy is what we are seeing on, we've seen on Nzld USD is what we are seeing on Nzld Jpy. So see, this is a strong red candle to the downside, a clear signal telling us that we should expect this pair to pull down. So if that should continue, our target for this is going to be the red support at 71.48. all right. So the daily, we see this close as hammer. The daily candle close with hammer, so we've seen some break of structure right here. So the hammer is going to initiate some pullback before the downside is going to continue. So we'll have 85% assurance that the downside is going to continue. All right, so with this, we want to wait for a pullback, guys. Wait for a pullback, then take your sell entry. Remember, the sell entry is what we are looking for. And if price is already trading at this red moving average on H1, we want to stay away and wait until price comes back in alignment with H4. So Nzld Jpy, the same thing we've seen on Nzld USD is what we are seeing on Nzld Jpy. So Nzld Jpy is also good for a sell. Look for a sell on Nzld Jpy. The last pair I want to talk about is Nzld Swiss Franc. This is currently sell bias as well, based on H1 and H4. So the weekly candle, the same formation we've seen on Nzld Jpy and Nzld USD. Across Nzld, we have the same formation. So a perfect engulfing candlestick pattern to the downside. So we should expect this to keep pushing down. Well, we are currently seeing this trading at a strong support right here, but nevertheless, we are expecting this level to get broken to continue to the weekly target at 0.5936, which is at this green support. But this may not happen in 1 week, but we'll see how fast price is going to approach that level. All right, so the daily candle, we see this close in red, not an hammer, because it has a red body. So we should but we've seen some rejection. So this rejection may cause this to pull up some more before the pull down can happen. So we definitely want to wait for the pullback. Then on its way down, we'll catch our sell entry. So our first profit is going to be at this green support, which is 0.6235. And if that level get broken, it means overall target is going to be the red support. All right, and we have some closed area right here where we can catch some profit, okay, which is at this middle support right here. Okay, so we may use that as the next target if the red support is too far, which is what we are expecting price not to get to in 1 week. It may take 3 weeks or thereabout. So Nzld Swiss franc is a good one to also look out for a sell, guys. So guys, this is all I have for you. A quick review. AUD Swiss franc, look for a sell. AUD Jpy, look for a sell. AUD USD, sell. AUD CAD, look for a sell. AUD Nzld, sell. CAD Swiss franc, sell. CAD Jpy, sell. Euro AUD, look out for a buy. Euro Jpy, look for a sell. Euro CAD, look for a buy. Euro Swiss franc, sell. Euro GBP, buy. GBP Jpy, sell. GBP USD, sell. GBP AUD, buy. GBP Swiss franc, look for sell. Nzld USD, look for sell. Nzld Jpy, look for sell. Nzld Swiss franc, sell. So guys, this is all I have for you today. And the weak pairs among these are AUD is weak, CAD is weak, GBP is weak, and the weakest pair, the weakest currency among these three is AUD, followed by CAD. All right, the weakest pair, I repeat again, is AUD, followed by Canadian dollars, and the strongest pair we have is JPY, Swiss franc, and USD. So JPY, Swiss franc, and USD are the strongest pair, are the strong pairs we have. So based on this, guys, we may want to focus more on AUD pairs. All right, so guys, this is all I have for you. If you are yet to subscribe, don't forget to click that subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications so that you can be notified whenever we upload any analysis or any video. And if you really want to learn more about anything concerning Forex or online trading, feel free to explore our YouTube channel. There are several videos that you can learn from to better your trading experience. All right, so this is all I have for you guys. Make sure you click that like button and don't forget to share this with your loved ones. So thank you so much, guys. This is all I have for you guys. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Bye bye for now and happy trading.